we are back, and it is time for game number 3 now between NesTea and Complexity GanZi.
And the map, I was actually told that NesTea, like you said, actually did veto out Antigua Shipyard. Says, no, okay, that's not going to be your fallback map, and it is going to be Cloud Kingdom for the 3rd map here.
All right, well, it looks like our players are all set up and ready to go. We're ready to move into the match as well. So, I don't know, man. This is going to be kind of interesting because, you know, NesTea, pretty good comeback in that last game, kind of ended up a little bit crazy. GanZi counterattacked at the right time to at least stretch it out for a bit.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen here. I mean, we do see a lot of aggressive play on this map, but it could also fall back to the latter. But, I mean, Roach Baneling can be very strong here, especially because Terran players do like to grab that very early command center here, and sometimes delay tech, of course, because of it. So there are our 2 players, NesTea and Complexity GanZi, going at it for the final game here in this best of 3.
And down here in the bottom left-hand corner of ESV Cloud Kingdom, we have our blue Zerg player from Incredible Miracle. Give it up for NesTea. And his opponent here in the upper right-hand corner, going down to that last game, but it is his map choice. It's our red Terran player from Complexity. It's GanZi.
And, you know, I don't really expect nothing really to deviate from NesTea's play. A regular, very, standard 15 hatch into spawning pool. I really did like his very early macro hatch. We actually see, not as early as that, but Zerg players are getting that macro hatch before layer, almost certain every time in this matchup here. But he got it incredibly early. The amount of production that allows you to build Zerglings and just, because you can go from literally nothing and your opponent's like, all right, he's just droning, and then there's just that sudden swarm of units coming across the map, like we saw in that previous game. But it can also work for your economy too, just to build like 20 drones all at once and saturate a 3rd base right before it does finish up. And oh my God, what are you doing, Complexity GanZi? We're going to be having a double barracks come down here, 12-12. It's not the fastest barracks, but still could do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, he wants to put on a little pressure. Of course, NesTea did drone scout pretty early on, so he's going to pick up that his opponent is, it looks like it's heading into the natural right now. So he's going to pick up on his opponent pretty quickly that there are no structures back at home, and we'll see how NesTea reacts to that. And he is already putting down his hatchery. No real surprise there on 15.
Yeah, and he's gone for, he is going to go for a 15 spawning pool. I mean, he could have gone higher, but the drone scout arrived at the right exact time where he didn't see the barracks. So now he's going to go around, and I wonder if he'll check inside his main this time around. We'll have to see if he does do that, but Overlords have to be very careful as well with their placement as well, because this still could be, from NesTea's eyes, just a single barracks hidden around, ready to pick up and look for an Overlord. But this drone isn't going to find out about this, but it really doesn't matter that if he doesn't see it or not, because he's still going to be saving lava now. He's still going to be building that surge of units straight away.
You mentioned that a lot of Terran players in Korea right now are keeping that single barracks outside to pick off Overlords, and immediately NesTea moved all of his Overlords to safe locations or starting to do so as soon as he detected the lack of a barracks inside of the main.
And NesTea, what we just saw there, he grabbed the Zelnogatow to see, are there more than this, is that more than just one Marine, and is there another SCV? He did see the other SCV there, so he knows what's coming. There are 6lings and a big, big drone movement down to the natural here. GanZi has to be so careful. There is 3 bunkers coming down. No, he doesn't get the last one.
No, and unfortunately, Marines have to retreat a little bit. There are 3 of them starting to pick away at a couple of those drones. 2 have fallen to 1 SCV. The bunkers are actually being impeded a little bit. One of the SCVs completely pulling off that. Now there's a few lings, and he's going to try and get us around here in a second. And it looks like he just missed it. Moving off to the side now, more Marines are reinforcing. Those drones are pulled so far off the line, but NesTea just wants to crush this and crush it now.
Yeah, and he does, and his drones are going all the do you know what NesTea can do here? He actually can go the distance all the way back to the main base of GanZi and win with drones as well, but he does pull them back. Lings now are going to trap these, and remember, these are the only 2 barracks in this game. If he cannot get Marines out, he has to pick them up, and then what? His main base is completely naked.
Yeah, and looks like NesTea is going ahead and cutting off a couple of the reinforcements, trying to produce whatever he can now. Starting a couple of additional drones as well. Oh, looks like the reinforcements are finally going to be able to clean up the Marines, but GanZi doing a nice job of leading the Lings away from the barracks, so we can get a couple of additional reinforcements out there.
But if NesTea sends all these Lings into the main base straight after killing these 2 Marines, look how exposed that area is. And he's going straight for it. SCVs are going to have to fight here.
All right. We'll see if GanZi has enough firepower here to deflect these Lings and pulls a couple of units off the line right away, trying to get those, trying to get a good surround on them. But the Lings can play merry-go-round for a little while and just deny mining time.
Yeah, NesTea's very, content with these SCVs not mining. He's even killing SCVs. Let's have a look at the units lost now. 4 for each player. A 5th SCV does go down. Will he be able to get any more? 6th one goes down. 4 Lings do survive. Sees the command center as well. These Lings are in trouble. But in the background, we do have consistent drone production all the way up to 21.
Yes, we do. 21 drones now to 18 SCVs. Of course, GanZi is expanding. It's just sitting inside of his base for the time being. But how quickly is he going to feel comfortable enough to put that command center up? Therein lies the question. Of course, NesTea has been doing nothing but producing drones, though, so he's not going to try and threaten those barracks. He's not going to try and make a mass swarm of Lings and end the game right now. He's just going to play nice, safe, and standard. Drone up, get a good economy back at home.
And with these 2 Lings, he actually sees that the barracks are still making units here. So NesTea throws down a Spine Crawler. We'll have to make a few Lings here. The Spine Crawler will not complete in time. 10 more Lings are being made. The Marine count currently at 9, and that is quite a lot. And these all aggressive Marines walking forward here. This Spine Crawler may have to be cancelled. He's going to have to rely on these Lings popping out.
And that Spine Crawler does go down. We'll see. He's got 10 more Lings coming out now and a couple of Queens on the field. In addition, one popping out, pulls a lot of drones off the line as well. Wants to make sure he surrounds this and crushes this immediately. Will he be able to trap it on the ramp? Does a pretty good job of that, and all the Marines are going to die.
NesTea says, get out. This is 2 games in a row that we've seen GanZi use these aggressive builds against him. And we do have double gas been taken now for NesTea. Can go straight into speed very shortly. A 3rd gas has gone down, and a 4th actually. So he's rising immediately up here. Double factory is the follow-up from this. Whether it be straight for that blue flame Hellion once again, still could be for the reactor Hellions, but he does. Well, the bunker is just about gonna complete, and NesTea gets, well, has to pull back.
Yeah. You know, this is a little bit delayed because of the early pressure from GanZi, but it's starting to feel very Lenok-esque, 4 gases, 2 bases, good high tech, some mutas even possible off of 2 bases for a while, and then swing out afterwards and expand your 3rd. And there, indeed, we do see a Baneling nest coming up for NesTea.
This looks very NesTea trademark. I mean, he's just going to go for a big bust now. I mean, it still could be a defensive Baneling nest at the same time, but with the amount of gas he's got banked up, he has not started layer yet, and there is the Ling production climbing up. 10 Lings are being made, 12,
wow.
And he will continue to rise that count, and he's just going to go straight through that natural area.
And GanZi just started a 3rd base, so he is going to be a little bit farther behind on unit production for a while. He's trying to produce as many Blue Flame Hellions as he can, as Blue Flame is on the way, but he's only making 1 Hellion at a time right now because he allocated a lot of his resources into infrastructure as that was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been okay if he had tanks instead of Blue Flame, but if you think about Game 1 and how that played out, how the Blue Flame affected him in Game 1 when NesTea chose to sit back and be greedy instead of aggressive, now we're going to see the other side of that scenario where NesTea decides to be aggressive here, and I really can't see GanZi holding this. There's so many Banelings being morphed now. Look at that, 13, 14 Banelings.
Oh, wow.
3 supply depots in the bunker. They're going to die so incredibly fast. Does GanZi even scout, though? He's going to check the Zelnaga tower. Is he going to see the Lings running past?
Oh, I don't know if he has or not yet. So
No,
let's see.
doesn't.
He checks the tower. No, he sees nothing. He doesn't know this is coming. He's continuing to send his Hellions down across the map. And the first Banelings are done. They're going to start rolling their way in here. Will the Ling reinforcements be enough? There are 32 Lings on the field behind this. The bunkers immediately go up. The Banelings crash on through. GanZi has to defend for his life right now. And a few SCVs are going to die on the ramp. Nice job, hold position to stop a few of those Banelings from making their way in. But there was a gap around the outside, and it didn't really end up mattering. Oh, good job with the Blue Flame Hellions, though, and a lot of the Banelings have fallen, but more Banelings are still in tow behind.
And very key there is the word Blue Flame Hellions, as they're going to roast these Lings. There's so many Hellions out now because of that reactor. There's 10 out. Let's have a look at the SCVs killed there. Oh, 16 overall, but if you keep in fact the ones he killed earlier, that's not that much here for NesTea, who sacrificed a layer. He sacrificed drone count, and now GanZi could easily counter into this. Spine Crawlers are immediately thrown down, defensive Banelings as well. There is a counterattack set up at the north side here for NesTea with a bunch of Lings, but 13 Hellions here coming in, and as long as he doesn't walk into Banelings, he's going to get right into the drone lines.
And and GanZi just reacted perfectly. Oh, there's a few things trying to sneak their way in now. We'll see if they can do any follow-up damage, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Actually, a couple of units are going to die. He does surround, and the Blue Flame Hellion is picking away at a few of those Earthlings as well, but he loses a couple of additional SCVs there, so not a bad little counterattack from NesTea, but GanZi just reacted perfectly to that. He pulled his SCVs off at just the right time. The hold position micro on the ramp, very, very nice to impede the progress of those units. Blue Flame Hellion's roasting a lot of Banelings outside of his opponent's base, and it looks like he may be thinking about just testing the waters and moving right on through.
Oh, he's gonna go, he's killed all the Banelings, he goes straight in. The Lynx, oh, they don't quite grab them on the ramp. Hellions do enter in, but Roaches are about to pop this very second. How much damage can he do?
I don't know. He hasn't really killed any drones yet, unfortunately.
Oh,
and the Hellions were dealt with. NesTea keeping most of those drones alive.
Workers killed 24 for NesTea, only 5, including the drones he killed with the 2 racks.
Yes.
13 Hellions completely wasted there. Now NesTea takes the advantage back in this game, has 51 drones. The Spire coming down. What anti-air is there? Absolutely no turrets down. He does have an armory, so he can build a Thor, but at the same time, Magic Box can easily beat that Thor down. NesTea has almost 850 gas banked up. He can go straight into 9 Mutilus by the time that Spire finishes.
That's just what I was about to say. He's been saving it up for quite a period of time now, and then Spire's just about to finish up, and I believe he has some excess library sitting around as well, so we'll be able to move into mass muta production here. Yes, he does, as a matter of fact, and GanZi's not really prepared for this. I don't believe he's placed any turrets inside of his main or anything along those lines, so this could be quite the change for him. I don't know how he's going to defend against this, actually.
We do have the 8 mutas, 9 mutas now coming, but 2 Thors are on the way. I mean, if he somehow throws down turrets inside, of course, his main and natural mineral line, the Thors will be good enough to defend alongside turrets, but alone, it may be a little bit too difficult. Remember, because of this, there's no stim, there's very little Marines. It's simply 2 Thors and a very small amount of Marines here. And out come the Mula, still completely undetected. No, turrets are actually coming up now on the natural and main, so GanZi may actually be able to push this back.
All right, well, we'll find out as the first muta swinging around the right-hand side, and 2 Thors, 18 Marines, you said, so the anti-air is starting to climb up slowly but surely. Not going to be able to put on as much pressure right now. The Thors are still quite a ways, the next set of Thors, I should say, are quite a ways away from popping up, but even with +1 attacks coming up, these mutas may not get the chance to do all that much.
And this turret's going to push them back, and even if they try to engage the turret, that's when the Thor can come up and get the splash damage shot. But we are seeing this combination of units with this +1 Marines and then 4 Hellion. It's a very strong combination, and he really does need to completely tech switch out of this Mulus Ling style. It's going to be very, very difficult to combat this. While Hellion's completely just controlling the map, looking around, trying to find angles, but NesTea is doing a good job with these Mutalists. And GanZi is trying to take this third base, was picked up by NesTea, who immediately moves his Mulus over to try to see if he can do some damage, and he gets a couple of Hellions for his trouble.
Yes, he does. Doesn't lose a Mutilus there either. So sitting comfortably on 3 bases now. Mutilus count is slowly and steadily growing. Sitting at 11 at the moment. Still has a few Roaches hanging around there as well. But sitting on 74 drones now off of just those 3 bases. So he's well saturated, ready to move into unit production mode. We'll see if he wants to expand any more after this as well, but just continuing to add to that Mutilus count.
And now he's kind of stopping with the Thor Hellion production. Now you can see he's completely switching over, despite still researching +2 vehicle weapons. He's moved over completely to Marines now, even started Medivac production. And these Mulis have not done enough damage in this game. There's a lot of money invested in the Spire. There are 17 Mulis out, so there is still opportunity to do damage, especially if he can find weaknesses inside the base, natural third main, wherever. Yeah. But he still has not found that area yet.
No, he is not, and +2 attacks are coming out for those mech units as it is. So those Thors are going to start to get pretty frighteningly strong, especially if those mutas clump up there. A little bit of damage taken from that one Thor Valley. So, GanZi sitting pretty comfortably on 3 bases as well. Don't believe he's putting up another command center, though, so it looks like he has the intention to sit there for at least a little while until he feels comfortable enough to put one out on the map.
And this composition from GanZi is very, very weak against Banelings here, because of course there's no tanks out yet, but he's only just now starting his tank production. It will climb up pretty fast though, 2 by 2, with Siege Mode just this second starting, especially with the +2 attack, but NesTea already morphing the Banelings in the center of the map here, is looking to target down this third base location. We do see GanZi spread across the complete flat ground area between natural to third. NesTea could do so much damage. around this third base location here, Kevin.
All right, well, we'll see if he can get in there here in just a second. I must say, GanZi's defense is pretty stout against anti-air, but you know what? He only has 2 tanks on the ground. 60 Marines, yes, but he's going to need perfect control and perfect splits to be able to deflect the sheer amount of units that are making his way soon. The 2 ancillary bases for NesTea did finish up the 4th and the 5th, and we'll see if these banelings can get in and do some damage. NesTea slowly pushing up that creep, moving off to the left-hand side, primed to make an attack. Siege mode not finished, as we see from our observer there, and it looks like NesTea may take this opportunity to move in.
This is very tense. He actually decides to morph more banelings, which buys the time for GanZi to get siege mode completed, but NesTea goes anyway. Can he get the damage done?
We'll find out. He's going to run right into the base and magic boxing those Thors right away. A couple of the Thors have already fallen. There's still 2 remaining, though. Those Thors can absorb so many baneling hits. And yes, the third base has survived. A few Lings trying to run in to the natural as well, but they'll get in. They'll be a little bit annoying, but they will get cleaned up.
That was a lot of gas there, wasted there. Mulis, what have they done in this game? Still nothing for NesTea. And this opens up a big window for GanZi to hit, especially because he lost almost nothing in that engagement, and he will be going straight towards the expansions of NesTea. NesTea, knowing this, is going to send a counterattack towards this third base. Can get damage dealt here, but what is he going to defend with?
Oh, the Marine bunkers, the Thor, it's all a little bit too much for NesTea to try and hold. GanZi actually stimming up completely, sieging his tank on the high ground there. He's probably going to take out that base. A bunch of banelings morphing over towards the third, though, to potentially flank this army, and it looks like that hatchery, that 4th, is going to fall.
It does fall indeed, but 26 banelings are about to morph. A lot more Lings are coming. He's looking to get this down. We do see a drop going for the main base as well. And, NesTea picks up a Thor. He's chasing down the rest of the Marines. He has to spread, and is he going to be able to spread it up? There's way too many banelings.
A lot of banelings rolling through. The Marines have all disappeared. Nice job there. The banelings not wasting themselves on the Thor in addition. And it looks like NesTea has finally done a little bit of damage. However, GanZi actually dropping once again. It looks like it's being picked up on pretty easily by drones, no less. And it looks like those Marines will eventually all die.
And NesTea did have another 4th base on the left-hand side there, so even though that expansion in the center was picked off, the economy has not really been hurt for NesTea, who is now making more Ling and banelings, and it's such a small squad of units here for GanZi moving towards the left, and he is in dangerous water. Look how many units NesTea has here waiting to pounce.
All right, well, he's going to roll his way up. They are only 1-1 Zerglings for now. We'll see if that makes a difference. That's just so many units, though. GanZi already just outright retreating with his Marines, trying to run away as quick as possible, but they are being chased down at the moment. NesTea pulling a 20 supply advantage for the time being. He has maintained a 1 base advantage, but I believe there is another command center actually finished up for GanZi. Ton of banelings morphing in, though, at the moment, an additional 22.
NesTea is so content with the economy he has right now. He's starting Hive, and he can immediately go into the greater spiral. This working off 4 bases with the gas income he has is amazing. He does still have to expand, though, as the minerals are running out in the main and the natural. But look at this wave of units here, and the small little squad of Marines that GanZi has, and NesTea is coming for a kill.
Yes, he is, and he's just going to roll in with those banelings, going through the tanks as well, just wants to take out everything, but unfortunately leaves quite a few of those Marines alive. We'll see if there's enough left over. Oh, and actually delays long enough to kill the 3rd. That's a pretty big boon to NesTea's game at the moment. He will get chased off with these units, but he can reproduce those Lings and banelings very, very quickly.
Not the best uses of banelings there. Once again, targets our mechanical units instead, so he has to make more banelings, taking away a lot of resources away from where he wants to be, especially with those infestors. 20 banelings are being morphed now, and that is more than enough to deal with this squad of units. There's no tanks, remember, only Marine and Thors.
All right, well, a lot of those units getting surrounded, trying to duck himself into a corner. The banelings roll through, getting pretty good burst with the first couple of those. The medevacs are dying as well, as the Noodle is smartly picking those off, while the Lings and banelings deal with the ground forces. Now a 40 supply advantage for NesTea, still maintain a 1 base advantage, actually adding on a 5th base as well, and it looks like he is going to clean up this army.
Oh, and NesTea grabs GanZi by the throat and slams him against the wall. GG!
Wow! NesTea has 4-0'd his group. Even going down 0-1 in this set, is able to rally back 2 games in a row. Congratulations to him.
And NesTea is going to advance through his 1st place in his group alongside Alive, and we now have all 8 players advance through here. We have NesTea and Alive from Group A. We have Marine King and Stefano advancing from Group B. We have Pult, we have Squirtle from Group C, and then we have Bomber and MMA from Group D.
Wow, yeah. Oh, Jakji falling just short there. I had to admit I was pulling for him coming out of the Tournament of Champions like that. But still, congratulations there to NesTea, who does take #1 in his group. The championship bracket is going to be set very soon.
It will be, but guys, you have to, I'm not sure when exactly does the GSTL start. Do you know when it starts exactly?
I don't know the exact time, but I know we're going to get started here pretty soon, as a matter of fact. So, you guys pumped up for the GSTL finals? I think they are. It seems like it.
Yeah, Wolf and Caldor come all the way from Korea to bring it to you guys on the main stage. And it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to sit right down there. I'm going to go grab a beer from over there. Yeah, is it good? Yeah. Who's going to buy me one?
That's like 5 or 6. That's
like
good enough to
5 or
get you
6.
buzzed. You're all right.
I was like, is this headset like tearing away the crowd screaming from me? Because I hear like 20 people, maybe 30. But no, it's actually like 3.
Yeah, 3 guys are like, yeah, okay, I guess so. All right, guys. Well, we're going to run to a commercial break, so don't go anywhere, guys. More IPL-4.